Established in April 2021, Upland Development United is the oldest and most exclusive and transparent no development collaborative in the Upland Metaverse. Contact No.68 for more information. Warning: this podcast is produced by Metaverse Ventures Entertainment and contains unsolicited and heavily biased opinions which are solely the views of the individuals involved. It does not include investment advice of any kind, and you are responsible for undertaking your own financial, including tax liability research relevant to your own individual circumstances.
Taking over the Upland Development United. Total meta domination.
This entertainment production is brought to you today by the Samurai Aquatics and Decor Metaventure. Scan that QR code or click that link in the description and dive yourself headfirst into the Samurai Aquatics Discord server to pleasure your peepers on our current and future range of outdoor decor. Got you again, Cheese. That's 3 weeks in a row. G'day and welcome to the UDU Podcast, UDU number 66. Thanks for joining us on what is Wednesday the 7th of September here in Australia, but Tuesday the 6th for most of y'all. I'm Ben68 and I'm here with my co-host and fellow Devil's Reject, More Cheezels. How the bloody hell are you doing this morning, Cheezels? And who have we got in today?
I'm pretty good. I'm living in a world of darkness right now. Still no power, 3 days. We have it in the kitchen, which is weird. Like, I guess they separated the rooms because Arizona's hot as freak and wanted to give us like some sort of happiness in case of the breaker went poof.
Probably to keep your food frozen so you don't riot in the streets.
It's too hot to go outside. But yeah, I got my little mini fan plugged in from the kitchen to here, so I'm doing well.
Alrighty. Today we've got the Breaking Badly News, Upland Development United updates, and as always, we'll finish up with the Upland Mash and give away some stuff for the weekly challenges, and of course, roll the 1 million UpX wheels. If you're watching on YouTube or listening on the Spotify and wondering how you yourself can get involved live with your very biased opinions and your own chance at the 1 million UpX wheels, we drop the link to the Zoom within the Metaverse Ventures Entertainment server each and every Tuesday at about 6:15 p.m. UTC time. The link is in the description. But just a heads up on that, we might be moving the entire show forward about 30 minutes earlier due to my Wednesday shift at work changing. So it's a bit of a pain in the butt. And we are considering expanding the scope of the podcast, which doesn't necessarily gel with that. So there's a few things in flux at the moment, and this recording, the YouTube won't be up until I finish work, but I might be able to squeeze out the Spotify. See how we go. More details on the potential expansion a little bit later. For the UDU segment today, we've got buying into nodes, and for the Upland, how to Upland segment, we'll be outlining what structure ornaments are all about, and we'll also try and squeeze in a Metaverse Spotlight on what I've just alluded to as far as UDU Podcast Positions Vacant. All right, let's get straight into some Breaking Badly news and look at what's been happening in some of the crypto and Upland markets. And it's pretty good in the old cryptoverse. So I'll start with that. The global market cap is pretty stagnant in around the 966 million range, or billion, sorry. And it's bumped up 1%. It's interesting to look at the Bitcoin dominance, and I've had people ask, well, why do you look at that? Well, that kind of gives you, that's a pretty quick overview of where the money's flowing into. If you see the Bitcoin dominance dropping, that's money's flowing into the shit coins. And if you see it rising, everybody's pulling out. So if you know what that's about, it can give you a bit of an indication of what's going on. And that's pretty well reflected in the coins we keep an eye on. And I've also added flow this week. I've started to build myself a bit bigger of a little bag there. So I've patched that one in. So yeah, Bitcoin in line with Bitcoin dominance dropping. Bitcoin's dropped a tiny bit. Last week was 19,600. This week, 19,100. Ethereum's up 7% to just under 1,600. Wax is down 6%. Engine, Ripple are flat. I won't touch on those. Solana, 4% bump up to just about $32. EOS up 6% to $1.45. Polygon's had a nice 8% bump from 78 cents to 85 cents. Cardano's up 6%. And Tron and Flow are down 5%.
I'm actually pretty bummed that Polygon is up. Like I wanted it to go down a little bit more so I could get in again.
That is a good segue to this next card, assuming did that flip over for you?
Ooh.
So this is the back end data that I use to put all that together. So it just shows you, I think this is a good overview. If you're somebody who's listening and you haven't really gotten into the crypto space and you're wondering how to do it, of course, not financial advice, yada, 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 do your own research. I dollar cost average every single day, nibble, 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 slow and steady. So this is going back 10 podcasts ago. So 10 weeks ago, the Bitcoin price was 20,630. And then we went to 19,700, 19,800, and then up to 23,000, 21,000, 23,000, 23, 23, 21, 19, 19. So yeah, I take all of the risk, all of the stress, everything out of it by just nibbling away at it each and every day. I mean, if you sat there with the bag and waited for the dips, yeah, sure, you might be able to make more on the back end, but I've been there and done all that. It's just a stress out mugs game as far as I'm concerned.
I love stress and chaos.
Well, you're a day trader, so of course you.
Well, I
that's your
got in
whole
at
bag.
I got it on Poly at 45 cents. So
Yes, that's
pretty
good.
cool.
Very nice. All right. Not much happening as far as the 90-day averages go. Pretty flat. I won't even bother with those. And interesting to see in the city markets that we look at, San Francisco's had an 8% bump on both the USD and UPX price. So we're up to $18.47 and 25,900. So I guess old mate DJ might be relaxing his grip on the floor there. I don't know. I haven't had a closer look. Manhattan, the actual US dollar prices dropped 10%. Was $55 last week, down to 50, and the UPX price has gone up. So potentially good, very healthy arbitrage opportunity there. What do you think of that? It's almost 50%. That's crazy. Pretty flat in Chicago. Not much happening there. The floor's just been hammered. Same with Rio. I guess it's just the battle of the floor flippers still in Chicago and Rio. LA's up nice. Was $4.50 last week, $4.75 this week, but the UPX prices had a big bump. Was just over 5,000 UPX last week. Now it's up to 7,500-ish. So 30% jump. I guess somebody, was it you, Cheese, gobbled up the LA floor? You were talking about it last week.
Oh no, I'm saving up. I have to save up.
Yes, well, somebody's gone in and gobbled up all those low-hanging fruits.
Well,
LA.
they're smart.
Yes.
They're very smart.
And then over to the Bronx, that's gone down on the US and up on the UPX. So it was $8.80 last week, down to $8.50. It was 12,700 and change, up to 13,500.
Real so cheap.
Yeah,
I should go shopping there when I have like spare UPX.
I think it's like I said, I think Chicago and Rio is just battle of the floor flippers at this stage.
Yeah.
So that's that. Ben is a crazy morning person. Oh yes, I definitely am. All right, over to you, Cheezels. What's been happening in Upland this week?
I have so much to say. Take it away, Cody and Uplando.
Upland, do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
Go right ahead, sir. Go right ahead.
So I have some lovely intel for y'all. I would get your dang money ready because according to some intel I have from some lovely friends of mine, Porto may be receiving an expansion within 2 weeks. That is right. The city we just got that has not recovered from the post-collection review will likely begin an expansion in 2 weeks. As to what parts is going to be the expansion, we have no clue. We just know that it's going to be a decent amount of properties likely to the south and to the west. So Villanova de Gaia and Gondomar are two likely candidates. I know Analytic Assassins is already working on their new expansion guide. I'm working on mine. We are both happy and also, frankly, a little bit annoyed We because you know what, Porto's a nice city. There's a lot of nice areas around it. Villa is really nice. Matosinos is really nice. The issue is the fact that it hasn't really been a lot of time for Porto to establish itself. So it's just going to be a bit interesting, but I would prepare your money if you want to go. If you don't want to go, totally fine. I totally get that. I absolutely get that. Yeah, just keep a heads up because people are probably going to be fire selling again because people always like new city releases. So try and get them deals in like 2 weeks. And that's really all I have to say on my end. Blando, what about you?
This is very interesting. We just got the release from Upland that today's victory is spelled FC Porto Essentials. It's being put on the screen right now. That is right. The actual FC Porto legits are going to make their way into the Upland Metaverse, bringing the football into the Upland Metaverse. Been a goal for a long time. There's nothing quite like the passion and tradition of European football, and bringing a championship clubber like the FC Porto into Upland is truly ups, they say, in their game. Very interesting, fun play on words. And the first phase of Legits comes jam-packed with information that lays a foundation for a deeper experience unveiled throughout FC Porto's season and beyond, taking a little bit of a closer look into what is in these essentials. This is going to be a different thing that we've seen from traditional NFLPA legits that had been ushered in some time ago. This one looks to have every athlete has 2 essentials: a boot or a cleat, a shirt or a jersey. And then those essentials have an unlimited supply for the duration of the season, making them openly available to all. So yeah, it's a little bit different way of doing it, right? You're looking at that superstar tier top. Go ahead. No, it's you're right on the money there. Superstar tier essentials tied to the top 3 players, starter tier for the essentials tied to players who started the previous game and are not in superstar tier. The player tier is given the remaining essentials for the remaining of the players on the roster. And then it's the one that I like is if you go down a little bit further, Ben, what can you do with these essentials? Yes, what can you do other than them being burners for trade of that nature? Because I mean, let's be honest, that's what you had to do back in the day to get block explorers in and out of shops. So think of essentials like anything else people collect as a hobby or as an investment, such as baseball cards, comic books, coins, etc. In the future, Upland will launch the new collections and mechanics to put more activities and rewards into the essentials. Think of the NFLPA Ultimate Fan Challenge, but with FC Porto twists. And this builds the fan score and then third-party development mechanics, which will be open to more possibilities in the future. Here's the thing on this, for those of you who are listening. We've just seen the NFLPA get the collections introduced, and I think that they're going to continue on with that type of utility, allowing for those who own these legits, be it NFLPA, be it these FC Porto legits, to have some kind of what would otherwise be gamification to them. And I think that the other part of this is players can swap collectibles with other players. That's interesting. Does that mean it's the collections that can be swapped? That brings us back to temp swapping. And what does that mean? If that's an actual mechanic? Yeah. I don't know if that, because that does add to your player score. So if we are now, again, circumventing a way to easily get either points or however that would work, fan score, I don't know. That's going to get sticky. Somebody's going to tear that apart and we can look into it a little bit more. But there is a guide here that offers a little bit more information, gives you an idea of what you're getting into. If you want to get in on these, as always, when you're purchasing something in Upland, most of the time, upper right-hand side in your in-game dashboard, you got to click that Get Upix. You'll see the Specials tab, and you're going to have to register for these. The 2021 2-game pack Memento is 60,000 Upix, and the 2021 3-pack Memento bundle is, what is that, 200,000 Upix. So 60 fiat USD and 200 fiat USD. So you're going to have to really, really love soccer to get in on this. I don't think that there's anything else that I was missing outside of what I mentioned, which is, of course, we're getting an expansion. Most likely it's going to be another Porto to tie in with this release. And I suspect that it will do well. And it'll be an interesting entry into this September. This is our third quarter, and how they continue to release European cities. Because of the NFLPA, there is supposed to be an announcement coming in. Will they flip back over to the domestic United States and open a city there? I don't know. We'll have to see after what we assume to be a portal release. But from my corner of the metaverse of Upland, that's what I have.
Uplando, I have an opinion that I think might actually happen. I think that once legit collections come out, which was announced on the YouTube page for Upland, I think after this portal expansion, we are going to see an American city. I have no confirmation, but I definitely think that if you're waiting to buy into a city, you might see an NFLPA city within the next month or so. That's my personal take. I can't confirm it, but based on the fact that legit collections are coming out, I have a feeling they might try to push for that.
I would agree 100%. Don't know what that would be. If it would be an Atlanta, if it would be a Miami, it'll be very interesting to see. Maybe a Texas. I don't know. But
the only thing with Texas is that the Texan cities that the NFL cities are in are huge. They are LA sized. I don't see those anytime soon. I'm thinking Miami, Atlanta, Boston, or Seattle.
What about Boston, Texas?
Yeah, Boston, Texas. I don't know.
Austin.
Austin, Texas has a big metropolitan area. That's the issue.
Don't go ahead.
No football team.
And don't leave out Minnesota, the Vikings. We've got a lot to go and a lot to look into. Could be Pittsburgh as well. So I'll be very excited to see how this next release. They're doing it in smaller chunks, right? So 20, plus or minus, properties. It'll be interesting to see how they roll that out in domestic United States if they come back. If not, keep going. I'm all for opening more EU and other cities around the world. So, yep, very interesting.
I just wish legits would carry over to your net worth. If that was the case, I'd probably have a little nibble just for a bit of a play around. But because it's a net worth sync, I just haven't touched it at all myself personally.
Yeah, I'm agreeing. I'm on the same page as you. I'd like to see more utility for the current roster of legits that we have. Spirit Halloween, NFL Play, now FC Porto. We also have where you can bring Series 1 NFTs from Wax, that Atomic Hub Marketplace, from Upland over into your assets wallet. Let's get some mechanics. Let's get some utility. Let me burn some things for a block explorer. Let me burn some things for something else. Or just have some kind of in-game utility that maybe is a 1v1, gladiator style, Mel Gibson, two NFTs in or one NFT leave, so.
Absolutely. Yeah, or even if it was to produce, like if the collections produced UpX or something like that, might be the carrot to get me to dive in.
Agreed.
My power is back on.
I just heard that. Was that your fire alarm?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's all I had, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
you. Buddy.
Thank you. And Human. That was awesome.
How about Cars, Cheese? We did see another release of Cars. How'd you go in that whole thing?
I didn't do well at all, but you did, and I'm so happy that you did. You got a nice periwinkle blue.
Periwinkle blue.
Truck.
Yes, a T-Rock.
Mom's very impartial to periwinkle blue.
Yes.
If anybody watches Snatch.
Yes. So it was very good to see some more cars come out. Hopefully they kick off again. Got no idea when I'm finally going to get it, but yes. Some people have started to rage a bit. I think now some people in the community are up to 3 or 4 cars they have in their inventory, while other people, especially Aussies like NFT Architect and myself, we're getting up at 2 a.m. to see if it's worth getting up at 2 a.m. And then you find out you're 1,000th in the list and you think, well, I might as well go back to sleep. So
it's RNG. I don't have a car. So yeah. I can't, I would love a car, but at the same time, I understand.
The more cars you buy, the better your odds are of getting another car. Look at that. Oh my goodness. That's what it feels like though. Like every time I'm like always, oh my God, guys, I got my 10th car now. Oh my God. And I'm like, how did you get your 10th car? Oh, I just get first online now every time because I just buy all the cars. So Upland just likes to milk me of my money. And I'm like, But I want to call. I mean, I don't because
I do.
I'm poor. But like,
I mean, but you could raise money in the game selling some of them crown heights.
those products are my baby. I bought
I
another
know,
one.
I know you did. You're crazy.
Yikes. Yeah, no,
So
I don't
no-
want to. I
none
don't
of-
want another one yet. Sorry,
What
Dak, go
happened?
ahead.
None of the leaders of the URL actually have a car yet.
None. Yeah.
Just saying
Wow.
the irony of it is awesome.
Yep.
Do they have semi-truck racing? Because I'd love to see that.
So we tried the time trials of the semi trucks. They were actually faster than the SUVs, the vans, and I was comparing them to R1s. I don't know why
Wow.
that's the case, but they were actually awesome. And the way they were taking turns, it was like they were drifting around turns.
Oh, I love
Imagine
it.
your semi truck drifting. It was actually a lot of fun to watch the semi. I was like, I'm not going to do semi truck racing. That's just silly. But then I saw the races, and I'm like, okay, this might have to be a thing.
Dude, I would watch RV racing. Anything weird and unique is where I want to be.
Yeah, well, the truck
Yeah.
racing's a legit motorsport here. Is that? I assume that's the same in the States.
I've never seen like semi-truck racing.
Yeah,
ever.
they have it here.
That's pretty cool.
There's
But it-
different types of. I live in Florida, so yes, we have the truck racing.
Yes, the old Florida. You have everything there, I think. All right. Anything else we need to touch on as far as Upland news goes? We good?
Geez, I don't know. I think that was it pretty much, or that was the exciting stuff.
Yeah, I got some other stuff, but that's for the wine of the week.
Ooh,
But
alright.
yeah, other than that, it's been pretty quiet in the old Upland, reasonably so. Waiting for the next city release. In MVE news and updates and the Wine and Cheese show last week, we flipped the format to allow us to have a brief chat with DTech, who is on now. DTech is an Upland community legend and friend and business partner of the Worst Show Ever hosts, myself and Mochis. And as part of that, we discussed how he recently branched out into 3D art creation for the Web 3.0 applications. And he quickly started applying and showcasing his incredible and imaginative talents in the space. If you're interested in doing something similar yourself, make sure you check that out. And you're lucky it's at the start of the show, not the back. So you don't have to wade through all of Cheese and my's
Me, myself,
verbose
and I.
diatribe. Yes. I don't know. D-Tech, are you on or are you just listening?
I'm on and I'm listening.
Ah. So did you want to speak about your experience on the Wine and Cheese show for the second time? You're a return guest.
Oh, it's very nervous, yeah, because you're like Ben asked me and she's asked me questions, and then I answer the question, and my brain just goes somewhere, and I keep going and going, and I'm like, I'm probably off topic.
We love that though. That's amazing.
Yes.
But yeah, there's a lot of people actually, have questions about how to make stuff in Upland, and then everyone's like, wait, you've never done 3D before? I'm like, no, and it was I'm just glad I went through the experience of like the first steps before you guys took me into the decor,
Yes.
because yeah, first days were like really, really tough.
Yes.
It's
the
just
book-
like some people are coming from like they use different programs, so it's
Mm.
just a matter of learning, like if you know Photoshop, learning like I don't know, Illustrator. But
Yeah.
if you never done 3D, you don't know what like an object, you can move it from all ways, and your brain just explodes, sort of.
Absolutely.
It was fun.
So our black magic worked, Cheese. We cast the spell to get D-Tech into the fold, and it worked. All that
Oh,
cold
but
chanting.
Man, I still can't get through that. Like the items are appearing in game, and you're like, ah.
Nice.
See, when I don't respond, it's because I have something really dark and awful to say. So I'm trying to
Bite
kind
your
of.
tongue. Yes. So that was D-Tech's episode there with his big head. As part of that episode, we released the shorts, Don't Get Yourself Meta-Wrecked, Meta Zuckfud, South Korea All In on Web 3.0, Ticketmaster NFTs on Flow, and the one that just released this morning, in real life market trends testing in the Roblox metaverse. So there's plenty there to dive into if you want to get up to speed with what's going down in the MVE.
Yeah, check yourself before you meta wreck yourself.
Yes. What else has been happening in MVE this week, Cheese? I saw there was some new births or something like that. What's going on there?
New births.
Yes,
What?
some furry animals being brought into the
Oh,
world.
Zoe. Zoe's not here.
Sleeping
Nah.
in.
Sleeping in. Yeah. No, so her dog Nugget had 10 little puppies. Oh my God, they're so cute. They're so
Yes.
cute. She sometimes when she's on, she'll put like a video stream up of them feeding and her and the kids playing with them. It's a very good, awesome Zen moment.
So it's all happening in the MVE.
Yes.
Samurai Aquatics and Decor updates. Yes, outdoor decor manufacturing is at full steam ahead. Well, within our current 2 Spark staking limit, of course. We're also fortunate to be the first outdoor decor team to have items switch from manufacturing to minting. And I got up to record that historical moment at 1:11 a.m. my time on Father's Day last Sunday, but it was pretty cool. For the Samurai Aquatics and Decor server, the Genesis Wave onboarding has closed out and we've put the call out for your WAMs. If you haven't dropped your details in the Wave WAMs channel yet, you might want to go ahead and check that out because if you don't drop your WAM, you won't be getting your certain something when we get it ready. So as I said, we don't give stuff away for free. You have to put a little bit of effort in, just a little bit. And then I was smacking people for not putting their details in the correct format. And then Cheese was smacking me in DMs. It was all happening.
I was like, you're being too much of a stickler. Someone did it perfect and they added wax.
I put a big red X.
Like, stop.
Yes. Just keeping it real. Keeping it real.
Oh, keeping it real. Keeping it real, stickler.
Yes, so new members to the server from now until our showroom is constructed will be onboarded with a Wave 2 role. And then, of course, there'll be extra perks or whatever associated with that. And before you ask, no, we don't have any information whatsoever about showrooms yet. Apologies. We would love to share some stuff, but yeah, we just don't know.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be an epic Samurai Aquatics team meeting though when that information comes out. So you bet your tushies.
So there's a quick look at the Samurai Aquatics factory there. Now I did I think I talked about last week how I started building a medium factory in Oakland, and DTech and a few other UDU members jumped on to help me build that out. But then I realized, hang on a minute, our business license is in San Francisco, and currently the only cities available for outdoor decor is San Francisco and Fresno. So I'm not 100% sure that even when that factory in Oakland inaugurates, that we would be able to switch over. So I kind of went, oh crap. So I had to look around and purchased a nice little property on the water in San Francisco for a touch over $1 million, which was, you know, that pretty much blew out my budget, but it was a good spot. That's very rare to get such big properties for that price in SF these days. So I put the call out to Mass and I was like, Mass from the UCC, help. And he got the UCC team straight on board and filled it up full of Spark. So that'll be done in about 20 days. Now,
DTech wants you to zoom in on the pillows.
I can't zoom in because this is a screenshot. This is what was killing my laptop at the start. I did have Upland up live, but yeah, it was killing unless you can do it, Cheese, while I'm rambling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got this is the Samurai Aquatics factory in San Francisco now. I think the address is 2222 17th Street or Ave or something like that. We do know that we are able to transfer factories. However, there is going to be, you know, a bit of a lag associated with that. Like I have to apply for it to be done. They have to do all the back end stuff and then it switches. And as part of that process, there can't be any inventory being manufactured in the current factory before we move. So it's all a bit tricky at the moment, but yeah, once that other bigger medium factory in SF inaugurates, then we'll see how we're going with production. and see where we're at with showrooms and all the rest of it. And we'll go from there. At the moment, yeah, what are we're producing 3 items every 4.5 days or something like that. Bit of a slow trickle, but that's what we've got to play with at the moment. How'd you go,
Get
Chase?
out
You
of
good?
get out of chair.
Get out of my chair.
Get out of chair.
Yes, there you go.
So that's as close as I can get, but you can see the waves there. You can see the stripes. You can see the dragon.
I think if you
there.
click on that, it should bring it up. If you click right on it,
Oh,
it should bring it up and show. Yeah, there you go. Now, some people have asked in DM, I thought you were releasing a 10-piece set. Yes, and I have tried to get the information out there. Just before we went live with manufacturing, DTEC noticed that a bunch of the scaling was off on some of our approved items. So rather than go ahead and start manufacturing those with the scaling all whacked out, we decided to pull those away, and DTEC and the team are currently trying to get that sorted out. What did we have, DTEC? We had massive jacuzzis and mini swings. It was kind of a bit all over the place.
Yeah, our pool was smaller than the jacuzzi
Yeah.
because the jacuzzi was really big and the pool small. And then we had the swing and the sauna ready. And they were just like the sauna was a bit too small and the swing a bit too small as well.
Yeah.
So and we had these like 3 days of like, yeah, going back and forth. Should we release them or not? And then we all decided that it's better to make it better.
Yeah. Get
Better
it
to
done
make it
right.
can I ask where is this new factory, Ben, in San Fran?
If you can keep talking, I'll find you the address.
Okay. Blah 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 blah.
Oh, so maybe you talk about the journey we went through the roller coaster with deciding whether we should go ahead with the scale or not, because that kind of had us scratching our heads for a while.
Well, DTEC and I knew for sure that we wanted to get the right sizes. You were like, but we were like, no.
I'm
I mean,
always
because
like that.
you know what it was. It was all right. So no, it was the fact that we wanted to have everything come out for the opening, which would have been ideal. But I said, let's suffer now, and then it'll be good for everybody in the end. But we all would have wanted to have more items.
Yeah, that address
For
is
me-
1301 Cesar Chavez Street.
For me, the turning point was when Stephanie said that most other shops are releasing like 1 or no items. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I thought like we're going to release with 2 and everybody else has everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Oh, you're right next to my fruit stand, my vegetable stand. And I was actually looking at that one that you got right there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hmm,
Because my
there you go.
veritable vegetable, Cesar Chavez.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Yes, so that's the new medium factory. But yeah, we did. If we're going to lose a week's worth of manufacturing to switch to the medium factory, we probably won't do it. But if they're going to say, okay, the medium factory, the max spark on that is 10 spark, I'm just putting that out there. I've got no idea if that's true or not. But yeah, if it's a massive difference in the amount of spark that it can hold, then we'll take the short-term cut to, for a better long-term deal. But we just don't know.
Or they might, fingers crossed, raise it up.
Yeah, in the small factory at
2.5
the moment.
spark.
Yeah, well, that'd be nice. Yeah. I put feedback in there that as a player who I'm a grindy sort of player, I always like to have something to do. If you put the small factory out there with the 2 spark limit, there's nothing for me to work towards. And even with newish players, I get that they want it entry level, but I forget what I said in the channel. I think the small factory could be 5, the medium one 10, and the big one like 20 or 30. So everyone's got something they're always aiming for to upscale. But we are very early in the beta period, and it's all very much in flux, in flow. So we don't know how it's going to pan out. And my gosh, we're running long. All right, we better speed up here. One of the week, the fat-fingered Friday afternoon intern has struck again, wrecking a whole bunch of people in the process.
I was wrecked.
Were you? Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you didn't hear or see that, I believe it happened Friday afternoon just before a long weekend. So of course it shut down for 3 days. So a whole bunch of collections that everyone was told weren't going to be extended were suddenly turned back online, and people who had their properties priced at just whatever the neighborhood price was, they just got absolutely gobbled up. And now it sounds like they might be going to turn it back off and backtrack it, which
They
I don't
should.
I don't think two wrongs make a right, though. They're going to burn all the people that bought into the
Doesn't
collection.
matter. It doesn't matter. Like if you're saying, all right, so if a city opens, right, and you buy based on whatever information, and they say no, this is not an extension, then that's the answer you should be going with.
Yep.
Not, oh hey, oops, we decided otherwise. No, I mean, people who did purchase, your mileage may vary. It's a game. It's a game of taking chances. Like, I'm not mad I didn't get a car. I'm not mad at a lot of stuff that didn't go my way. But when my thing sold for $5 over what I purchased it for, I'm mad. Like that's like changing something that was set in stone. So
And they said wasn't going to change. Yeah, it's
it's like that's
definitely a wow. Like, how does that even happen?
I don't know, but it's definitely not. It's definitely kind of like making it look like they're liars. So I think it needs to be two wrongs to fix that.
Nice. Yeah, well, it's definitely a fat-fingered Friday afternoon intern moment again, and that leads to the code word for the 1 million UpX wheels. The code word for this week is "you're fired." I don't know. Did anybody want to chime in on that one quickly? No, it's just a all-around pretty shitty situation, I think. Win of the week, we already kind of touched on that. I got a car, well, a truck, but still. Sky blue, which I wasn't exactly stoked about, but Chizo talked me around to it being perfect for Samurai Aquatics branding in the future. So
Exactly.
And very UCC friendly.
Well, there you go. Nice. Yes. All right, what's been going on in the Bronxdale this week, Cheese?
Bronxdale, I haven't been really looking because I've been working on our medium factories.
Yep.
But I did build some chode homes.
Nice.
But I think I talked about that before. But I didn't finish. I only got 2 up. I didn't finish the last 2. I'm hoping that we hear some more about showrooms and factories so I could, start helping out again. But yeah. Oh, I think someone said that something was going to be finishing in an hour. I think it was, let's see.
One of the landmarks or a stadium or something.
Oh, Cam. Oh my God, I forgot to send Cam the link. He slipped through my fingers.
All righty. Well, I'll give you a bit of a look at what's happening with Midtown Terrace at the moment. That's progress stats as of today. So looking pretty good in the old Midtown Terrace. And like I said, I was trying to do this live so I could zoom in, but it was just destroying my laptop. So that's all we get. Yeah, and I'm in the same situation. All my sparks tied up in building factories at the moment. So yeah, I really want to get in and help Liquid Emoji finish off his row down there. There's a whole bunch of randoms here, there, and everywhere. And EH0405 has almost finished his big white row down here too, which is pretty cool. So we shall see. But at the moment, I'm scrambling to get some UpX because I've got I'm back in the red with the UCC, so I want to get that paid off ASAP.
I'm really in the red with the UCC. I'm gonna finish that contract
one of these days.
one of these days.
Yes. All right.
Dak, don't hit me.
Now we had Uplander give us the goss on what's going down with school last week. I don't think we got any other UDU node managers on. No, not at the moment. All good. All right. So that kind of segues into this week's how to UDU segments. So buying into nodes. I guess there's 2 main aspects to this. It's market buys versus node manager buys. Did you want to touch on any of that straight up, Cheese? How do we go about buying into nodes if you're a new member?
You have to tap the shoulder of a node manager and find out, their process. A lot of the time, they will make a call out to people in a node and ask if anybody has extras they want to offload. And usually there's a decent price for both parties involved. I know in my node, I tried to have people not do it more than 3 times what they purchased it for. But at the same time, like if you have a house built on it, you should be able to sell it for however much you want, because you were there, you were the one helping out to get the property. So basically, if there's a structure on your node, you can definitely sell it for however much you want. But if you just want like some quick money and you don't have time to build on it and want to sell to someone inside the UDU, of course, make sure you let me know. Thanks, Uplando, for being here. See you later. Just let the manager know, and it should be cool.
Yes, absolutely. Now, I have shown this before, but we'll do it again for this segment. So within the UDU server, there is a structure nodes and links channel. And if you scroll right up to the top, or I believe it might be pinned, it has all of our various nodes and who the node managers are. So you can pretty easily click on that and go to that node's details. Now, I can scroll down here. Now this kicked off recently too. Somebody asked about the different nodes. If you don't have a Lone Mountain property, you won't have access to the Lone Mountain server and yada, yada, yada. So we just did that as a kind of a trial run. That may change in the future, we'll see. But yeah, there is a big list here of all of the various node managers. And you can click on that. So it's pretty easy that way. And yeah, as we've said before, the UDU is a bit different to other node projects where each of these nodes is its own individual project, and they're kind of fit to run those however they want to within some kind of loose kind of guidelines. So yeah, it's very much a case of reach out to the individual node managers. Now that's if you want to buy in through them. Now sometimes it may be cheaper to buy in from the market, direct from the market, but not always. So that's why it's best to check in with the node manager, because the node managers are the best people who will have a good overview of what's happening in the markets, what their buy-in price is. For example, with Midtown Terrace, we pushed the floor. At one point, we pushed the UPX floor was way up above $1 million. But then we would have some show up every now and then down in the 500K range, and people would buy those thinking, oh, I've got a great deal. And then they'd come over to the UDU and I was like, oh, that's going to sting, because our actual buy-in price for UDU members was, the max we got to was 150K. So yeah, it's always worth checking in. But even now, I look at Midtown Terrace now, there's a couple up there for $300, I think. So sometimes there are deals to be had, and the progress that Midtown Terrace is at now, I don't actually have any stock that I'm willing to part with. So that's a bit tricky in that situation. Although I do know that there's a few people that I can send you towards who might be willing to pass some off for deals in US dollars and this, that, and the other thing. So yeah, the biggest thing is, if you want to get into UDU nodes, is to check out that structure nodes links channel, find out who the node manager is, and get onto it. Now, I remember Shaktalin maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, or when she first came in, she wanted an overview of where the nodes were situated in the various cities. So that's something that's still on my to-do list. It's just so much going on at the moment. I've been very slack in the UDU server, very slack in the MBE server, because as you can imagine, every spare moment is kind of scrambling and dealing with Samurai Aquatics stuff. So we shall see how we go. All right. I've already dropped the code word, so I'll do that again. If you missed that one, you're fired for your Friday Fat Finger Freddy. Yes, and we'll blitz through this one too. How to Upland for this week is structure ornaments. Now, the reason I put this up is I did see some newish players in the Upland general channel saying, "Oh, I've just put this structure ornament. Why can't I put it on my building?" And everyone, all of the OGs and that, we suck our teeth and go, "Ooh, that's not a good look." If you're a new member to the game or a new player to the game and you've just spent a whole bunch of UpX buying up structure ornaments and you're all keen to put them on, well, you're going to get the big red X. Why, Cheese? Why? Why are they going to get the big red X?
Because Ben is a stickler.
It's not me. It's not me. I don't control it. I wish I controlled it. I just brought this up. This is my, I don't know what you call it, profile on UpX Land.
Ooh.
So this is just to give you an idea of my structure ornaments. Now, this is not a flex. I'm just using this as an example. So I have a whole bunch of different Halloween structure ornaments, Christmas ornaments.
I love that Jack Reaper one. It's so
Yeah.
cool. He's hugging it.
Yeah, a whole bunch of Chrissy ones. And then I think down the bottom, we've got some, there's the Ukrainian flag. And then we've got a whole bunch of Genesis Week ornaments. And then I went crazy buying up Lockie's Rocket Llamas. So I got a whole bunch of those. Yes. Now, so I've got all of these, but at the moment, the only one I can use presently, I believe, is the Ukrainian flag one. That's the only one that's viable to put on at the moment. Because, yeah, under its current system, the structure ornaments are seasonal. So you can only put the Halloween structure ornaments on when it's Halloween. You can only put the Christmas ornaments on when it's Christmas. So these become available to purchase in the lead up to events usually. So, and one of the extra things to be on the lookout for is, especially with the small townhouses, there's two versions of the small townhouses and they each have their own individual structure ornament skins. So if you've built yourself a small townhouse version 2 with the flat roof and you buy the structure ornament with the curved roof, well, you're not going to be happy because it's not going to go on. So, yes. And what else is there to touch on with those? At present, with buying these, I get heaps of offers, especially like you said, for this Jack Reaper one. I think I ended up turning off offers for that because I was just getting a whole bunch of crap offers for legits. So correct me if I'm wrong, but the only way you can buy into these now is with legit swaps. Is that correct? You can't offer or sell them directly for UpX?
No, you can't. Not yet.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Like, do you think they're gonna make it a separate store?
Like a MetaVenture? Yeah, I would assume so.
That's gonna be awesome because, like, I'd rather have this, to be honest. Like, I think I would go crazy. I would go cuckoo madoodles
Yes,
if
that
there
would be
was
good
a structure ornament store. Shoot.
I would imagine that would be coming in the future, but yeah, pure speculation, of course. So yeah, if you're interested in the legits, maybe instead of FOMO buying into some of these old ones that you can't even put up yet, wait until the mechanics for selling in shops comes available, or wait until we get closer to, which we're in September already. So hopefully they get Halloween a bit more organized this year. And I do know with the optimization that's happened with the game, it should be a lot better as far as viewing the structure ornaments, because it was a funny situation last year for Halloween. We had all these awesome structure ornaments out there. Everybody went bonkers buying them up, especially the Portage Park team. And we put them all on our properties and then the game couldn't handle it. There was supposed to be Portage Park won a competition as far as decorating the neighborhoods or something like that. And everybody went over for a tour of Portage Park to go through and check it all out and just crashed and burned. So
That's a shame too, because that would have been so awesome for them.
yes, I think it'll be much better this year because, like I said, I used to not be able to go anywhere near Midtown Terrace on my phone. It'd just flash crash the game immediately with structure showing, but now it works perfectly. So
Well, it'd be cool, like, if, like, people who work so hard on their nodes to make it a certain way, like maybe Christmas holiday parade in Portage and a Halloween parade in Creedmoor.
Creedmoor, yes. We'll just have to see. It's always going to be very hard to compete against Portage Park if it's like numbers based or votes based, because Portage Park is such a massive project. I don't think anybody can come anywhere close to that. I don't know. Cam, you just went off mute. Got something to say? Nope.
Oh, I think
Oh, Cam's underwater doing backstroke. Sorry, Cam, you're just breaking up. Yes, Dak has said keep an eye in Creedmoor for Halloween. Absolutely, we can't wait for that.
Yes, we're banking on that.
Yeah, I was
Which-
gonna sell.
Which reminds me, we got to get a meeting set up ASAP for SA for future designs.
Yes. Yeah, everyone's been asking that. I know, I think Cody's been sharing it too. That's about, what is it? Like custom designs and this, that, and the other thing. The trouble is with our Max Spark at 2, the production is just woeful at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
of course that will change once everything's up and running more, and once we have
Hopefully.
meeting and factories and whatnot. So I know Human is at the head of the line as far as his custom bananas or whatever what do you actually got going? Oh no, it was crowns, wasn't it, for Crown Heights?
So it's a pedestal with a banana dolphin with a crown on top for all my Crown Heights props.
That sounds so amazing. That
Yes.
sounds so amazing. Yeah. So like, that's a good segue, Ben. Like, if you have in mind a project that you want to do special orders for, that's the only line or queue we'll be taking, not for our regular stuff. And if you are in a UDU and you have a factory, we would like to, like, for the special orders, we would like to utilize that. But for the more common stuff and uncommon, we definitely want those to be done by us so that we can keep them inexpensive for the larger community. So like new players coming in can get I love the way Ben's looking at me like, don't say too much, bitch.
No.
I'll cut you.
No.
He's like, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna say?
I'm gonna say I have to hand to both of you because I'm really happy that you guys are willing to work with me on stuff. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say everything because I don't know what you guys do and don't want me to say, but I was really happy that you guys were willing to work with me about how things are priced and how those things work on your end. And it's really eye-opening, and I really appreciate it because you're the only group I know of that's talked anything about this.
Aw.
So
Well,
I'm
I will say one thing. The prices aren't set yet because we don't know the spark hours, but the only thing I can share is that it depends on the materials.
right.
So
Yeah.
Cam said something interesting if you want to read that, Ben.
Yeah, Cam has said, I encourage everybody to keep their eyes peeled for Gloria in Rio. It's a small neighborhood on the water with a lot of good community members and small properties to build those micros, those chode homes. He thinks both the floor and build percentage is going to blow up over there. Awesome. Cool.
Good info.
Nice. Yeah. As far as employing other factories, we did get the word come through just recently that is not going to be part of this beta period, and it's not going to be happening anytime soon, which is a bit of a shame. And we also don't know, well, clearly we can't run multiple factories ourselves at this early stage, but yeah, the idea was always for us to have multiple factories and have different factories producing different lines of things like, custom orders or our commons or our rares or, special events like Halloween's coming up. Well, ideally we'd have a large factory that just, okay, it's Halloween time, let's go pump them out. So, but again, everything's just so new in the whole system. So as I said before, we just don't know. It's all part of the fun. All right, moving on to the Metaverse Spotlight for this week. UDU Podcast Positions Vacant. Now, I'm going to read a bit of blurbage that I sent out to a few different people and within the UDU team about this. we are looking to expand the involvement of the community in this, our weekly UDU podcast, via the addition of some additional short segments. And in doing so, of course, support the wider community. We're looking for participants as either individuals or teams as representatives of their own or group projects. So think of things like Upland Racing. I know I've already been talking to Dak, Legits, Block Explorers, Nodes, that sort of thing. If you're somebody who's listening or watching and you're all about Legits, you may have a Legits shop. Yeah, and same with Block Explorers. There are going to be opportunities for you to, come on board and get involved. So as a participant, you'd either commit to an ongoing on-camera role or a script for talent writing role, or a combination of the two. For example, when you're available to take part for the live recording, you or someone from your team does so, or for weeks when you aren't available, you could just put together a short script for us to read in that segment. The segment itself would be open to interpretation for what you wanted it to be. And as we sort of saw at the start of the show, Uplando did a kind of segment on Legits. That's kind of a good example. Now, if Uplando had a Legits shop, he could have, fed in a bit of a free plug for his own shop or what's happening in his markets and that sort of thing. So yeah, it is open to interpretation. But in general terms, we'd like these sort of segments to be a reflection on the week that has been, current events, and of course the week ahead. And like I said, for MetaVenture owners, you'd be free to include some self-advertising promo elements into your segment. So it's just an additional way that we're looking to support the wider community. One very important thing to consider is that Cheese and I are relentless in our production grind and at the speed with which we move at. So we want participants that are going to put the work in week after week after week after week. And yeah, if you're not personally available to prepare a segment for a week, then you're willing or able to organize somebody else to cover it. And as I said, that could be just to put a short blurb together for us to read. I expect the segments would be about 5 minutes max, and they'll be done at the start of the show as part of the Breaking Badly news block. And of course, just like Uplando did, he jumped in and jumped out. There'd be no obligation for you to stick around for the entirety of the show. And as I also said, we may be considering moving the show forward 30 minutes. That will give us a bit more flexibility to include those segments. But yeah, it also gives me more time to get everything uploaded on the back end before I have to head off to work. So
when you say forward, it makes me think
I keep saying forward. Yeah, I should say back, shouldn't I? Yeah.
Backwards.
I just think of I'm setting my alarm clock forward as in back. Yeah. It's just that's my dumb brain. Yeah, what I mean is earlier. So instead of me getting up at 3 a.m. to start recording at 4:30, I'll get up at 3 a.m. to start recording at 4 is pretty much the crux of it. So that would be potentially changing from 6:30 to 8 p.m. UTC to 6 to 7:30 p.m. UTC, but we'll just have to see how we go. If I can get the Spotify uploaded once we close down, before I have to go to work, that we'll just keep it as is, because otherwise it's a bit of a pain in the ass. I got to change all the branding and whatnot. So we'll see how we go. But yes, if you have a legit shop or a Block Explorer shop, or if you're just interested in something, it may be, maybe you're interested in collections, or I don't know, what other segments could we do? Actually, I forgot that's the challenge for this week, because Cheese come up with that one. So hold on to that thought. Competition and prize details for last week's challenge was, last week you were tasked to get yourself into the Samurai Aquatics server ASAP and keep your eyes out for the Show Us Your WAM post, which I was going to be putting up. And I did go and put that up, and we had a whole bunch of people drop their WAMs. And let's give away, what was the prize going to be? I forget. Let me go back and read it. What was the prize? 20,000 UPX. So it's not that one. Hopefully this doesn't reload. Now, this is not like our usual wheels where there's only a few names on there. There's a whole bunch of wheel names on here. So let's give away 20,000 UPX. So these are Genesis Wave participants in the Samurai Aquatics server. Oh my God, look at the conspiracy. Conspiracy.
Oh my God.
D-Tech, congratulations. 20,000 UPX.
Oh, it's because we love you, D-Tech. That's what it is.
I know.
Now we did have a
Technology loves me.
technology. loves it. That just reminds me of last week when was it Brown Hype? He won. Everybody wins 1,000 UPX on the 1 million UPX wheels. So I was sending everybody their 1,000 UPX, and I got to D-Tech, and I remember that D-Tech lost a bet, and he owed me 68 UPX. So I decided to take that off his prize. But then I stuffed it up, and I ended up sending him 9,900 and something. So.
So that's why I got 9,000. I was like, finally got the answer.
I was trying to be a sneaky little prick, and then I just stooged myself. So serves me right. All right. So the challenge for this week is in the contest channel in the MVE Discord server or in the YouTube comments. Drop your suggestions on how we could help make the UDU podcast show more community friendly, or any ideas you may have for focus segments we could include, and people you think might be interested in taking those on. If that's you, hell yeah, nominate yourself. So yeah, drop your ideas, how we can open it up, how we can get more people involved, get it out there to the wider community, help support the wider community. If you do that, if you drop a suggestion in the MB Discord or in the YouTube, you will go on the wheel in next week's show for a chance at winning, again, 20,000 UPX. All right, now Jazzy Jazz has sent me the snapshot. Thank you for that, Jazz, for the 1 million UPX wheels. And look at the time, we're racing through this. That's good.
Oh God, let me get my.
While you're getting that out, let's see who's going to play. Now we do know that Uplando dropped out. I'll leave him in there just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, because he could probably jump back in.
Let's see.
If he can't
who's
jump
gonna
back in, we'll
play. Or is it Eric or is it Finsky? It's a borderline.
Eric.
Coop, Coop is normally listening while he's at work. Are you there, Coop? You there in chat? I can see he's still there.
Hold on 1 second.
Coopy doops, Coopy doops. What are you going to send him a DM?
Yeah.
Oh, he's here. Very good.
Ah, perfect. All right.
Now, this will be a good one. What's the code phrase for this week, Coops?
George Jetson, you're.
He's been a soft cheese. Completely missed it. All
No,
right, it's your,
he's fired. You're fired.
I was going to say it's your call, but you're just giving it away anyway.
Yeah. Say you're fired. Type you're fired, Coop. Hurry up.
Do your best Donald Trump impression.
Oh, I was thinking of the Jetsons.
Well, you're old. You're
I...
yes. I used to love that show too, by the way.
Me
The Jetsons.
too. Meet George Jetson. Do do do.
All right, there's yeah, Cheese, bring up the wheels. Let's get this done so we can get out of here.
All right, I'm getting them. Squirrels. All right.
All right, Coop.
Water, Judy,
You're gonna have to let Cheese know when to roll.
Jane, his wife. Do, 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 do. All right. Hold on, let me bring up the chat. Where is it? Bloop.
He's
All
already
right,
said
hold
go, go,
Ah.
go, go.
All right.
So 25,000 Apex.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
1,000 just under. All right, Coop. Probably formalities, but do you want to bank that Apex or roll again? Keep it rolling, he says. All right.
All right,
Tell
tell me
Cheese when to
when.
go. We're going to get Coop fired while he's at work. 3 chances at 50,000 Apex on the second wheel. All right, we dropped down to 500. So I know what he's going to say here. We're going for the big million, I would imagine. We shall confirm. Yep, go for it. All right.
All right. Tell me when.
It's got to go off. It's got to go off. Spin it, he says. Spin it. Oh, he's missed the 1 mil. He might get a spin
Well,
again.
That's the most he got out of all 3 spins.
He did well. 1,250 UPX coming your way before tax. So that's for Coop. I'll write that down. Now, this 1 million UPX, I have that escrowed on one of Cheese's properties. Now, I will say, you know, we put this out there and we have got some kind of tongue-in-cheek feedback. Oh, that's never going to go off. You're never going to go give that away. It's a scam. Well, the chances there each and every week.
Did we really get that?
Yeah, you know what people are like.
Wow.
There's no shortage of haters and
No one
shit
said that
bags.
to me.
Yeah, so I don't know how many times have we given away 25k? We've given that away plenty of times. I think we've given away 50k
A
at
few
least
times,
once.
yeah.
So the chance is there, and I will say that the 1 million UPX will go away if we haven't given away the 1 million UPX before our Christmas show for the year. That will be given away at Christmas time. I'll put bloody
Ooh.
yeah. Whoever's in the chat will get a go at it. And then we'll do some kind of thing where we just keep rolling. I'll put more 1 millions up and we'll keep rolling until it goes off. So yeah, after I get the UCC paid off, my second goal is to have another million squirreled away so that we can cover that on the back end so we can kick off straight in the new year. But generally over that Christmas New Year period, we generally take 2 weeks off or something like that. So we'll see how we go. But
Yeah.
yes, the 1 million UPX wheels, if not beforehand, will go off this year. So suck it, you haters. Nice positive way to round out the show. A reminder that to go in the running for the 1 million UPX wheels, you should be in the Zoom at the start of the show for the snapshot. You don't need to be paying attention, but it would be nice if you did in the middle of the show to catch a code word or phrase. But you definitely need to be here at the end when the wheels start rolling.
I never pay attention.
You're the co-host, so what hope have we got? If you have an Upland NFT or Metaverse product, service, or event to promote, opportunities are available for sponsorship and engagement in this, the UDU podcast. Contact myself or more cheese to discuss and secure your spot. All proceeds go towards giveaways and prizes on the podcast. Otherwise, like I said, I'll just keep spamming that Samurai Aquatics ad. And we've got a new one coming out soon. As soon as we've got the showrooms up, can't wait to get that one
Me
out.
too. I know. Did you say the challenge already?
Yes, it was to
Okay.
within the MBE server or the YouTubes, give us an idea of what some community segments we can add to the podcast.
Awesome.
And
Yeah,
that was your idea, remember?
I know.
Oh. All right, like and subscribe, rate and review, spruik and spam, all of that good stuff. Get us out of here, cheese.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.